Welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV viewers and subscribers. As always, thank you for tuning in. And if this is your first time coming across the channel or you haven't subscribed as yet, definitely hit that subscribe button. So the group stages are over, and now it's time for the quarterfinal round or the Super 8. And in this video, we're going to be previewing the match between West Indies and England. A clash of the third ranked and fourth ranked team in the T20 rankings, and perennial competitors. They have quality teams. Both teams have won the World Cup before, and both teams have a good chance of winning this year's World Cup, and both teams are looking to win this World Cup. Starting the Super 8, it for both teams, it will be important to start the Super 8 stage of the competition, with a win, to either continue on their momentum or build momentum for the remaining matches in the group. And so the group members are West Indies, England, South Africa, and USA, right? So for each of those full member nations, which is South Africa, England, and West Indies, it will be important to get wins against the big teams. I think it's on paper, right? Because the match is not played on paper, but on paper, all of those teams are expected to beat the USA, right? So, but again, like I said, that's on paper. Nothing is a given in cricket, especially T20 cricket. They still have to go out on the day and play, right? But that's what most fans are expecting. So the deciding factor in this group will be how the teams play, the results that they get when they play against each other, right? And all teams, all of them will be looking. I mean, they'll be looking to win every match, but there will be a lot more significance and importance on the results they get when they play each other, considering the fact that all of them are expected to beat the USA team, right? So this match for West Indies and England is very crucial for both teams, right? So if you look at the England team so far, I guess you can say they barely made it through. They made it to this round, but nevertheless they are here and they are a quality team and they are dangerous and can win any team in this competition. They got here a net run rate over Scotland. So far, they won 2 of their matches, and their match against Scotland was rained out. And they lost the match against Australia, right? So far, they have lost the match when they've played against a top quality opponent. When they came under pressure, they didn't look all that good. So from a West Indies standpoint, that might be something to consider, or well, not consider, but a positive, I guess you can say. But nevertheless, that was early in the competition. They have played a few matches since and have done well. So the England team will definitely be coming into this this match with confidence and belief that they can win the match against the West Indies. The English, they have a lot of quality in their batting, first of all. So with Josh Butler, Phil Salt, Harry Brook, Johnny Bairstow, so their batting is very strong. This will definitely be the strongest batting lineup the West Indies. I guess there's argument, you can say arguable so, depending on how you view the New Zealand team, but I think this is the strongest batting lineup the West Indies team would have faced so far in the World Cup. They have power hitters all throughout their lineup as well. Phil Salt and Josh Butler at the top, right? Harry Brook, Bairstow, Moeen Ali, Liam Livingstone, and the list goes on, right? So it top quality team. They're bowling as well, with Jaffa Archer, a Mark Wood, with his pace. So both Archer and Mark Wood with a lot of pace. And they have the top ranked bowler in T20 cricket in the form of Adil Rashid. He is currently ranked as the #1 bowler in T20 cricket as a spinner. So this England team, there's a lot of quality in their batting and their bowling. And it will be interesting to see what team they select, right? Who they decide to go with. Like I said, they have a lot of quality in their team. So it will be interesting to see who this England team selects their final 11. But whichever 11 they select, it will be a tough test for the West Indies team, right? So from a West Indies standpoint now, coming off the back of that impressive victory against Afghanistan, there will be a lot of tough decisions for Darren Sammy to make, right? Do you keep the same team that won against Afghanistan? Does Roston Chase or Romario Shepherd come back into the team? And if so, who will they replace? This match against Afghanistan was the first match that we saw a complete performance from the team, both in the batting and the bowling department. So it will be interesting to see what Darren Sammy decides to do. So, and the question for you, the viewers, as well, would you make any changes to the team that played against Afghanistan? And if so, who would you bring in or who would you bring back into the team and who would you leave out? Prior to this match, it was easy to say, okay, leave out Johnson Charles, because he's not been performing, up to the standard that we expect of him. But obviously, he scored 43 from 27 in that match against Afghanistan. So Charles is no longer someone that you can say drop him because he's not performing. He did perform, and based on that performance, he definitely deserves his spot in the next match, in this match against England, right? So if you are going to make changes, where would you make changes, right? So, and I thought about this for a while, and and I kind of came up with there are a few scenarios, right? So when you look at the England team, there are a few left-handers in their team, right? So Moeen Ali, he will be a part of their team, and depending on whether or not they decide to pick Sam Curran in their lineup as well, he is also a quality left-handed batter who can do some damage with the bat, and with that in mind, I think it's very important for the West Indies to, yes, Akil Hussain and Gudakesh Motie have bowled well. Chase have also bowled well in the World Cup and leading up to the World Cup. So I think it's important for the West Indies to have that third spinning option, a off spinner who can, bowl a few overs to those left-handers if needed. If they, for whatever reason, are, because I mean it's T20 cricket, nothing is given, right? So if they take well to more than likely a Gudakesh Motie, right? Because Akil Hussain will be bowling in the power play against more than likely Josh Butler, Phil Salts of this world, and the right-handers. So depending on how early we get wickets, more than likely Gudakesh Motie would be the one bowling to a Moeen Ali or Sam Curran in the middle overs. So I think having Roston Chase in the lineup, is I wouldn't say it's a must-have, but it would be a good option, a good bowling option to have in that lineup. In the match against Afghanistan, they just went in a match with five out and out bowlers, right? And it worked out well. Will it do the same against England, who have more left-handers in their lineup? We're not sure, right? But I think having Chase as a good sixth bowling option, is something that's worth considering. But then the big question is who would he come in for? Same thing with a Romario Shepherd. Obed McCoy came in and he bowled brilliant. He took 3 for 14 from his overs in this match against Afghanistan. So it's definitely can be argued that Obed McCoy deserves to be in this lineup for the next match. He brings a lot of variety. He's left-handed, of course, so that's just a bit a different angle, different variations, and so on. From the other bowlers that are in the team. So with that in mind, definitely can be argued that Obed McCoy should be in this team as well. Personally, I would bring in Chase, and the change I would make, right? So Shai Hope, I would still keep Shai Hope in the team, because Shai Hope's innings in that match against Afghanistan was very crucial for the team. So I think Shai Hope's spot should remain in the team, just to shore up that batting. We as West Indian fans, we've complained that the batting was not firing, and it truly was not. Shai Hope came in the team, a bit of difference, brought a bit of balance and stability in those middle overs, rotating the strike, and we see how the batting performed, right? So I think Shai Hope should stay in the team. So, but I would bring Roston Chase in the team, and this is what I would do, right? Again, so I would bring Roston Chase in the team for Brandon King, right? So yes, I would replace Brandon King in the team with Roston Chase. Chase won't necessarily open the batting, but I would let Shai Hope open the batting with Charles and have Chase in the team, either batting at that number 4 spot or wherever he gets the bat, depending on the flow of the match and the time wickets fall. I would have Roston Chase in the team. Mainly for his bowling, but knowing also that he is an extra batter as well, right? So that's where I would bring Roston Chase in for Brandon King, and that's the only change that I would make in the team, right? So the lineup that I would go with is Shai Hope, Johnson Charles, Nicholas Pooran, Roston Chase, Ravman Powell, Sherpian Rutherford, Andre Russell, Akil Hussein, Alzar Joseph, Gudakesh Motie, and Obed McCoy. So that would be my lineup for this match against England. Um, Again, like I said, Chase being in that team as a good 6 bowling option, I think it will be important in this match against England. But as I always say, whatever team, they decide to go with, whatever team Darren Tammy decides to pick, at the end of the day, it's a West Indies team that will be going out there, and they will have my full support, and they should have your full support as well as fans. Whether or not your favorite player is in the team, or whether or not your countryman is in the team, at the end of the day, it's West Indies. It's it's the West Indies team that's out there. So they should have your full support regardless of what players are picked or what players are left out of the team. But as always, that's all I have for you in this video. Definitely share your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what team you would go with for this match against England. Who would you bring in? Who would you drop? And do remember to like the video, share your comments, share the video as well, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.